Hi, this is Kevin Jarrett, and this is my UF 200 final video reflection. Number one, what was my favorite part of the class? Um, I love superheroes and always have since I was a lot younger. They're usually my favorite movies to watch, and lately they've been my favorite TV shows to watch with all the new stuff that's coming out, especially with Marvel. Like, I really loved WandaVision. I really loved The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought that was really good. Just being able to talk about those kinds of shows and people and that kind of culture in a class setting, I thought was really fun and interesting, and it made talking about all the different social issues and stuff like that that they talk about in the other classes as well. But it just made it a lot easier to talk about them, and it allowed people um, an easier way to maybe look at something as than if it was just super serious and people being more hostile towards each other for sharing their opinions and stuff like that. So I think sharing it through superheroes and their stories and what they have to go through um, is a great idea, and a lot of people can relate to them even if they don't think so at the beginning. I think it's a really fun way to talk about those kinds of issues. Um, what was the most useful part of the class for me? I'm sure a lot of people probably don't like this, but the idea that you are forced to talk to be able to get a grade, because I've been in a lot of situations where we've had group discussions, class discussions, and um, people will take over those kinds of discussions, and there will only be like 2 to 4 people talking the entire time because the people who aren't talking know it's not going to affect their grade or not affect their grade as negatively as it would in this class. Because here, if you don't talk at all, then you won't get a grade. Um, so I think that's a really good idea, and it helps to force kids that don't want to say much to have to put their opinion out there, and I think that's really important because the more you get your opinion out there and the more comfortable you are talking in a group setting, in a class setting, the easier it will be. And eventually, uh, it won't, they'll, people like that will start talking not because they want to get the grade, but because they just want to participate and to let people know what they think. And I think that's really important for kids to start understanding that and have a voice and be able to know that they can talk and give their perspective without being attacked or anything like that. What was the least useful thing from the class? I thought about this for a couple days and I didn't really come up with anything that was super unuseful. I thought most of the things we did they had a purpose and they served that purpose pretty well, and got people thinking. And I think I think that was a good idea. So the only thing I could really think of for what would be the least useful thing was just the library badges that we had to do, but that's only because I had already finished them from last year, so it wasn't I didn't have to do anything for those. Besides that, the rest of the stuff we did for the class I thought was interesting. I thought it made sense in the context that we were trying to put it into, and it just worked. So that's what I think about that. And my major takeaway is just to pretty much not be afraid to express yourself and let people know how you feel. Like I said before, it's important to have a voice, and no one is going to say how you feel for you. You're the only person that can say what you feel. And I think this class does a great job of helping people who think they might not have that kind of voice, um, or that people don't want to hear from them, be able to build that confidence. And like that kind of happened for me. I wasn't always someone who was super quiet all the time, but I wouldn't go out of my way to talk. But that definitely changed with this class, and moving forward, I'm definitely more confident in talking about my opinions and discussing them and stuff like that. And it's definitely a lot less embarrassing to try to do stuff like that because of this class, which I'm extremely thankful for. So, all in all, I really love this class. it was probably one of my favorites, and I was really bummed when we had to have it stopped and we couldn't come in, because it was one of the one classes that I look forward to coming to every day and listening to you talk to us and crack jokes and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for a great semester.